This is nice. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Gopijana Vallabha Giri Baradhari Jayo Gopijana Vallabha Giri Baradhari Jaya Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yasoda Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Jayo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jayo Sri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe Jayo Radha Madan Mohan, Jayo Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, Shriman Mahaprabhu, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय, श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय, श्री महाप्रभु की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, all great assembled devotees. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovistham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I extend warm welcome to all here to the Sunday Fest class. It's at the beginning of month of Kartik, as those who are aware, most of us are. And the month of Kartik is very auspicious, and it's the time that we invest spiritually more, right? What I understand a little bit living in the Bay Area, that starting October, November, the office work is not so much in demand. It slows down. Thanksgiving weekend, then Christmas coming. So the work, the workload is, I hope, gradually coming down, and you have more enthusiasm and energy to put into spiritual activities, right? So the time is right. Somehow it is designed like that. So when things are a little cool on the other side, we intensify more on the spiritual side. Am I correct? Yeah, somewhat. Thank you. Thank you. So, there are different ways to invest in a spiritual life. First of all, we have to convince that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. We have three different personalities. One is our physical body. That is also Atma. Atma means the self. So our body is also self. When I say I or myself, I sometimes, most of the time, refer to my body, right? That is true. So that is one stage of self-realization, understanding that I am the body. The next is understanding that I am the mind. In the sense, my mind basically rules the body, and my mind is beyond the body, right? So understand that aspect. I am identifying myself with the mind, which is the more powerful entity. Body is also powerful, like we see if you go to gym and all the muscles comes out, that's also powerful. It can move things. But the mind is even more powerful. Therefore, although the elephant, the tiger, they are more powerful in bodily strength, they can be controlled by human intelligence and human mind, right? So identifying the understanding the self as mind is another aspect of self-realization, deeper. And understanding that we are not even the mind, actually this spirit soul, that is even a deeper understanding that I am not the body, I'm spirit soul. And understanding God and our connection with God is actually completes the process of self-realization. So some people may say, why to include God in this? So in our discourse, in the course of the discussion, we'll reflect on that aspect. So therefore, first understanding I am not this body, spirit, soul, is a very important aspect. And that's the foundation where we want to or desire to invest spiritually. I have a very short-term memory. Those who work with me, they know I forget things, and it creates a lot of problem. So I was watching one video to learn on YouTube how to increase the memory and things like that. And the person actually remembered a 40-digit number spoken by different people. And after some time, he spoke that number backward. And he's saying, memory is not a question of whether good memory, bad memory. It's a question of whether memory is utilized or not utilized, or it is used or not used. Everybody has good memory in that sense, he was saying. Just have to practice certain things, then we can increase our memory. Anyway, just in the same way, when you understand the power of the mind, then we are at a different level. Similarly, understanding that I am the spirit soul, our depth and our level of personality will increase a lot. So, how to go there? How to get there? So it is said, in this month of Kartik especially, we should do a lot of hearing about Krishna. In Hindi, it is called Krishna Katha. In Sanskrit also, Krishna Katha. Or Katha are topics related to Krishna one should hear. Now, there are two types of Krishna Katha. One is about, so this is explained in Bhagavad Gita itself. Bhagavad Gita, in 4th chapter, called Transcendental Knowledge. There Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha taktva deham punarjanmam neti mameti sorjuna. So this is a very, very nice verse. I really liked that when I read many years back Bhagavad Gita. This verse really it reflects a lot of things. So one thing is, Krishna says, my birth, janma, karma, and my activities. My birth and my activities are transcendental. Janma karma chame divyam. Divyam means transcendental. Like whenever we do an activity, we have certain goals behind the activities. Okay? And those goals drive us to do what we want to do, right? So, if the goal is to basically bring comfort and more coziness, more kind of material comfort and happiness, then our activities are material, right? Simple. But Krishna's activities are not meant to bring those things, right? It is meant to bring something that is beyond material. Therefore, it is called transcendental, his activities. Now, it may appear to be same like other activities, like whenever he fights with somebody. So, for example, it's a war. He's fighting, and he's fighting with the demons in the Vrindavan and killing them. So now, what is the difference? So when we should not do that. I mean, unless there is a good reason behind it. So we hate somebody, then there may be a reason behind so many reasons. Let us not go into that kind of analogy. But basically, when Krishna hits somebody or kills somebody, it's for their benefit. I'll give example of my own mother. It was like we used to have satsang. Like in India, every family have satsang, once in a while. So I remember it was Radhashtami and we had a satsang program. My mom asked me to get something from the market. I got it. Then she said, how much it cost? I said, so much so. Then she said, okay, give me the balance. So I gave the balance. Then she puts her hand into my pocket. I was a small kid. One coin was there. Then she saw that. She didn't feel unhappy because, some few cents were like, she was losing. But she was unhappy because I spoke the lie. And she gave me a big tight slap. Now, that slap was not meant to hurt me, but meant to purify me, right? And it did. It did, to a very good extent. I would not say 100%. That would be a lie. But yeah, it did. It did a lot of purification. And so the idea behind, so Krishna when he kills or when he does activities, they are all to bring something greater benefits. And that is transcendental benefits. What are those transcendental? Those benefits are benefits at the level of the soul. So Janma Karma Chame Divyam. So his birth, not only his activities, his birth is also transcendental. So there are two types of Krishna Katha. One related to his birth, one related to his activities. And one who understands them in Tattva, Naitimam, so Janma Karma Chame Divyam, Evam Yoveti Tattvata. Tattvata means in truth, in substance, if one understands. Then Krishna says, such person will not take birth again. Janma Karma Chame Divyam. Taktva Deham Punarjanma Naiti Mameti Swarjuna. Taktva Deham, once that person gives up the current body, physical body, material body, doesn't get another body. Taktva Deham Punarjanma, there is no again rebirth. That means they get liberated. So that is the power that Phalashruti is explained in the verse itself. Krishna Katha, the Phalashruti, what is the result of hearing about Krishna is explained in that verse itself. So one may wonder, then I am also hearing about Krishna so many times, so many years, so why it is not happening? But it's working. So what is that Tattvataha? Understanding in essence, in substantially or in full, Tattva is something that we have to think about. Like, suppose I buy a refrigerator, somebody comes and puts the refrigerator in the house, okay? And there is a manual, I see, put in the plug, switch it on, and it starts working. set the temperature, it will cool, it will freeze. So these are called about something, some knowledge system. It's called what is it? What, the question what we ask, we get some answers. So that is one level of knowledge. So this is, you are speaking about transcendental knowledge in the 4th chapter. Krishna says, Jalma karma chame divyam. That is evam tattvata. One who knows it with the knowledge system, one who knows it. So knowing a refrigerator is one thing, but when it starts not working, then the manual doesn't help actually. We have to call. Some serviceman comes, he sees the, the diagram behind the whole technical things. Then he finds some fuse or some plug or some compressor is not working. Then he goes to the market, brings some things and fixes it. It works. So that person's knowledge, how it works, is even better, right? It's better. Then the third is why it is the way it is. That is even more deeper level knowledge. We all know these things, just for the understanding. So then one goes into thermodynamics, how air expands, they becomes cool, and all those principles. They're called tattva. So this is the tattva. So some scientists understand these things, the tattva, the sense of the knowledge. But what happens when an understanding tattva? So the difference is the tattva actually inspires. Like in Sanskrit it is called prachodayat. It's used in Gayatri mantras. Prachodayat means it inspires. So what inspires? It inspires to devise something like a refrigerator. That knowledge inspires. So therefore, understanding tattva, what is the result? Result can be so many fantastic things. So therefore, Krishna says, you want to understand about me and my pastimes, you have to understand in tattva. Not just what and how also, how to chant Hare Krishna, take the beads, put the fingers, focus your mind, just hear Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Like we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is how the process is. But then by doing that regularly, of course, we reached a stage of transcendence where that things inspire so much that we understand, our understanding of our self-relation becomes complete. That's the whole goal. So now, how it's going to happen? So there are various sources where you can hear about Krishna. Like for example, Mahabharata. And there are many speakers who speaks about Krishna. But usually what happens, like in my own life also I've heard, when people hear Mahabharata a lot, then they conclude Krishna as a political person or a mystic person who understands, like Chanakya. They compare something like Chanakya Pandit, right? So the complete understanding of Krishna doesn't actually happen. And this is what happened in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is explained, Vyasadeva, who wrote Mahabharata, Upanishads, the Vedas, Chaturvedas, the 4 types of Vedas, and all these things he wrote. After writing that, he was not feeling happiness or satisfaction. He was dissatisfied. Now, why he was dissatisfied? That was explained in the 5th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Charu Prabhu, we can go actually. We'll go verse by verse. So, So Sutta Goswami said, thus this says amongst the gods, Narada. So what happens, the background to this chapter is that Vyasadeva is not feeling happiness after writing so much. I have written one book, actually a couple of books, but one book. And after that, writing that book, I felt so kind of relieved and my God, I did it. And kind of happy and complete. And when somebody said, would you like another book? I said, no. Give me some time. One is quite good. Anyway, so Vyasadeva wrote so much and he should be so happy and satisfied. And so much, Vyasa means actually complete in one sense. But he did so much of writing, he's like empowered Krishna, incarnation of Krishna, they say, right, authority who can write. But he was not happy. This is also good, in the sense, if we are happy what we are doing, then we cannot grow. That is there. When I look back, I also see a lot of things in the book I would have written, I have not written. For example, there is scope to write another book. Such things are there. But it's not like that kind of unhappiness for Vyasadeva. He actually wrote everything. He didn't know what else to be written, kind of. And at that moment, he thought about his spiritual master, that is Sri Narada Muni. And Narada Muni appears in the scene because his disciple is disturbed, unhappy, so the Guru, spiritual master, he actually comes to help him. And in this chapter, he's expressing his unhappiness about writing. And here, Narada Muni is going to explain to him. Let us, addressing Vyasadeva, this is chapter, text number 2, addressing Vyasadeva, the son of Parasar, that is Vyasadeva's father name is Parasar, Narada Muni inquired, are you satisfied by identifying with the body or the mind as the object of self-realization? We started the class with these two topics, if you remember. Actually, I did that keeping this verse in the mind, but it happens to be like that. I feel happy when such thing happens. Coincidence. Are you satisfied by identifying with the body or the mind as the object of self-realization? Your inquiries were full and your studies were also well fulfilled. There is no doubt that you have prepared a great and wonderful work, the Mahabharata, which is full of all kinds of Vedic sequences elaborately explained. So he's appreciating Vyasadeva's work, Narada Muni, saying it is all nicely done. You have fully delineated the subject of impersonal Brahman, as well as the knowledge of derived therefrom. That is basically Vedanta Sutras. Why should you be despondent in spite of all this, thinking that you are undone, my dear Prabhu? Now here, Vyasadeva, Narada Muni is, calling Vyasadeva as Prabhu or Master, although he is the spiritual master. It's kind of appreciating him as his position as a great authority, but at the same time, it's like kind of little bit of sarcasm here, saying Prabhu. Sri Vyasadeva said, the Vyasadeva is replying to Narada Muni, all you have said about me is perfectly correct. That I have done all these things and I am despondent. The problem is actually accepted. And that is also humility. Despite all this, I am not pacified. I therefore question you about the root cause of my dissatisfaction. For you are a man of unlimited knowledge due to your being the offspring of Brahma, who is self-born without mundane father and mother. So Narada Muni's position is great. And actually next chapter explains his whole personality. Usually in Indian, TV serials where these things come, they show Narada as a, sage who inspires conflicts, and takes pleasure in inspiring conflict. So, not portrayed properly. Narada Muni is actually great sage, Devarsi. Again, his activities are also transcendental. When he does that, like he comes out to kill the babies of Devaki. So there is a reason behind it, and those reasons are explained by the Acharyas. Anyway, so Vyasadeva continues, says, my Lord, everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the creator and destroyer of the material world. Prabhu, can you scroll down? Yeah, thank you. And the maintainer of the spiritual world, the original personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. So now here, Vyasadeva is glorifying Narada Muni at the level of Krishna almost. This is explained in our, many acharyas explain this, that the spiritual master is non-different from the Lord. We sing in Mangalarti that Sakshad Dharitrena Samasta Sastre Uktas Tatha Bhavyateva Sattve Kintu Prabhure Priyava Tasya Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam. Sakshad Hari means Sakshad Hari. The spiritual master is described as non-different from Hari. Sakshad Hari. Actually, he is Hari. And this is described in all the scriptures. So like one example is here. This is scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam. And Vyasadeva, who is the author of all the Vedic literature, he is saying Narada Muni as God, spiritual master, describing him. Kintu prabhurya priyava tasya vande guru Sri Charnaravinda. So they give the position of God to spiritual master and the disciples. But still Krishna is Krishna, right? So why the non-difference is there? Because non-different but at the different differences, because they're so dear to Krishna, they're non-different from Krishna. So their desires, Krishna's desire, that's matched so well, they're as good as same personality. So like that, here Vyasadeva is appreciating and requesting him to explain. So text 7, like the sun, your goodness can travel everywhere in the three worlds. And like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. As such, you are as good as the all-perspective super soul. Please therefore find out the deficiency in me, despite my being absorbed in transcendence under the disciplinary regulations and vows. So here, Vyasadeva is very honest. He's saying, I am following all the vows. I am practicing everything I am taught so sincerely. But still I am not happy. So kindly explain why is it so. So next he says, then Narada Muni actually starts answering. So spiritual masters are guru. Guru also means heavy. Sometimes they speak a little heavy to purify. So right straight, without wasting time, he points out the mistakes. And it is, in one sense, it is his mercy. Now, right now, we may go and say, people say, you are wrong, no, you're wrong, you're this mistake, that mistake, this problem, that problem. We can say all these things now. We can go on saying. It's easy also, finding people's mistake and pointing, right? But here, why Narada Muni is, I was thinking, why is he doing like this? It's like, sounds a little awkward. It's straight. Why am I suffering? Okay, listen, why all the mistakes straight away, right? Little, sometimes you may take aback, People, you open yourself for advice. When the advice comes, say, oh, wait. Not so much. Maybe I'll come back later. Like that. But here, Vyasadeva is ready to listen. And Narada Muni doesn't want to waste time. He wants to remove his despondency immediately. He's despondent, so let me help him quickly. So therefore, he doesn't waste time in finding out the mistakes. He's saying, you have not actually broadcast the sublime and spotless glories of personality of Godhead. So he has written so much about Krishna in Mahabharata, right? But he's saying, no, you have not done it. You have not done it in a very perfect way, that the way you appreciate Krishna, probably you are not doing it. Basically, it's like that. That will come. The philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered worthless. Now, the Mahabharata, for example, is it meant to satisfy Krishna, or is it meant to satisfy the people who are reading it? For example, so he was very compassionate personality, Vyasadeva. So when he's writing with the sole objective of benefiting the reader. Like when I wrote my book, I also thought the same thing. Yeah, this book should benefit the people I'm writing for. The thought is there. So Vyasadeva he's the best of authors. So naturally, his heart was always how to benefit people. And in that compassion, like small kids, when you give medicines, you put it with something like then a banana or something, just try to feed the child. Or the pills are always covered with a capsule, so that we don't taste that bitterness, right? So similarly, the medicines are somewhat always bitter, right? Have you ever tested medicine which is not bitter? I mean, your father might have tricked you. Just joking. Yeah, so medicines are usually bitter. So Similarly, why it is better, the Acharyas give very good example of jaundice. The jaundice, uh, the sweet thing tastes bitter because the tongue is now damaged because of jaundice. Liver and tongue, they're connected. So even the sugarcane juice, when one drinks, it tastes bitter when one has jaundice. And but the sugarcane juice is actually the medicine also, although it tastes bitter. So because of the condition of the sickness, good thing tastes bad. That's the point. Similarly, because of our material sickness, the spiritual things sometimes is a austerity, is a kind of a bitterness, is a kind of we don't want it too much. All those things comes in the picture. But then the Acharya says, even though it is not tasting good, not feeling good, still keep taking it, because just by taking the sugarcane juice, the jaundice will go away. That's the medicine. Therefore, although it may not be so palatable, so Vyasdev, what he was trying to do, because he understands the people cannot take the medicine directly, so he was kind of sugarcoating. All this Mahabharata pastimes where things are like a lot of politics, a lot of drama, a lot of taking to some point and what's going to happen next and things like that. So that keeps people hooked to the whole pastime, and they hear about Krishna in an indirect way. And therefore they are not able to conclude Krishna's supreme position as Supreme Lord. So Narada is saying, because you are not describing Krishna in a pure, as it is form, therefore you are not feeling happy. Because you have that, but you are not able to tell it, therefore you are feeling dissatisfied. Okay, I'll go to the next. Although Great says, he is addressing Vasudev the Great says, you have very broadly described the four principles beginning with religious performances. You have not described the glories of Supreme Personality of Vasudev. Same point. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. Now his strong word he's using here. Saying you are describing about something, but it is not connected to Krishna, even though it is a great. Crows are interested in that, not saintly people. Since the all perfect persons are inhabitants of transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there. So they don't take any pleasure there. So it's like those who are like Mother Kunti Maharani, mother of Pandavas, she glorifies Krishna. She says, Tatha Paramahamsalam Muninam Amalatmanam. That Bhakti Yoga Vedanartham Katham Pasya Mahastriya. Thank you. Thank you. That Paramahamsa means those are purest of all personalities, by whose darshan only we get purified. Paramahamsas. Tatha Paramahamsanam Muninam, that great thinkers. Amala Atmanam. Amala Atman is again pure people. Amala means no mala. Amala means dirt. Amala means no dirt. In those personalities whose heart is clean, like a lotus flower. Amala Atmanam. So these people, they understand you, they take pleasure in your katha and relish. So, but we are like simple household women. How can we understand you? She's saying like that. Of course, she is Krishna's aunt. Yeah, even I don't catch that. It's tough to catch. So these people, they understand Krishna, but Kunti Maharani is saying, I can't understand you. She is very humble in that way. But anyway, that's the point. So here it is said, only those who are very pure, they take pleasure only in Krishna's pure activities. They have to chant more and more, understand why Krishna did this, why Krishna did that, and what was the great benefit out of it. So they discuss like that. So next verse says, On the other hand, speaking about perfect Krishna Katha, on the other hand, that literature which is full of description of transcendental glories of the name, fame, forms, pastimes, etc. of unlimited Supreme Lord is a different creation, full of transcendental words directed toward bringing about a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. This is a very powerful sentence. Narada Muni is saying that you are trying to give all these, medicines, symptomatic medicines, I would say, symptomatic medicine, allopathic, covered with capsules. It's not going to help people much. But rather, you should give this pure Krishna Katha, which will uproot the whole cause of disease and bring a lot of happiness to the people. Generally, we're all looking for happiness, right? And that is possible by this. He says, describe such beautiful words about Krishna that it will bring a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. Such transcendental literatures, even though imperfectly composed, now he's saying imperfectly composed, are heard, sung, and accepted by purified men who are thoroughly honest. So here two things. Vyasadeva has written everything, but he has not written this. And we also read Ramayana. Of course, Ramayana is a very special, exclusive literature speaking of Lord Ram completely. But again, in Ramayana also, Vyasadeva has written that. So, I think, Valmiki Muni has written that with all, pranam, not trying to find any mistakes. It inspires a lot of attachment to Lord Ram, which is the perfect thing about Ramayana, It inspires a lot of attachment. But what Narada Muni is asking to write Vyasadeva now is even more. More than that. So that is about to take birth, that literature. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is exclusively writing about Krishna's glories. It's come in 10th canto. But before that also, we have to study the entire literature is with this motive, to bring the activity of Krishna, pastime of Krishna, knowledge of self-realization, that is, does not look well if devoid of conception of infallible God. When that is the use of fruitive I have gone to the 12th verse. Okay. So then Narada Muni again explains, knowledge of self-realization, even though free from all material affinity, does not look well if devoid of conception of infallible God. So even if something is very good, pure, like people do charity a lot, it's all good activity. There's no doubt about it. There is no material benefit out of giving charity, right? There may be some people may some glorify, some people do anonymous, so that they don't get the glories also. They give charity anonymous. So these are all good things. These are all pure things. But if such activities does not bring God in the center, it is not beneficial. Full beneficial not there. That's the point. What then is the use of fruitive activities, which is naturally painful from the very beginning and transient by nature? So what to speak of fruitive activities where we expect some fruits in return about whatever we do? So they're all painful only, Narada Muni is saying. If they're not utilized, of course, if that is utilized in the service of the Lord, then even whatever pain we get in fruitive activities at the end of the day will be relieved if we used it in service of the Lord. Actually, that becomes a source of, that pain becomes a source of pleasure. Have you ever experienced, like you want to come for Mangalarati on Janmashtami, and it happens to be heavily raining. Still you got up, you took the bath, shower and wore fresh clothes, and you are trying to come, but it's heavily raining and not able to drive, but finally you reach the temple. Now all the pain you experienced reaching there becomes a source of pleasure, isn't it? Yes or no? No? Vaishaka Prabhu would have said, say yes. And I like that. Yeah. So therefore, this is the whole preparation to write Srimad Bhagavatam, which is full of glories of Krishna's transcendental activities, just glorifying, magnifying, intensifying the essence of. But one may say, well, I'm not in a transcendental position. Will I be able to understand? Like, for example, I spoke about thermodynamic example, for example, earlier. Like one who knows how the thermodynamics works and how the principles of physics works, they get inspired to create something called refrigerator. But the person who doesn't know thermodynamics, how will he appreciate that work? He may use it and get benefit out of it. But how will he understand that unless he's at that level? So therefore here Narada Muni is going to explain how it is going to benefit the general mass who not in that level. So, and 13th verse is actually giving the direction or the instructions. Can we scroll up? Charanamaya Prabhu? No, down, sorry, down. Go down, 13th. Let's go to the 13th. Oh Vyasdev, your vision is completely perfect. Now he's saying, don't take it personally, whatever I'm saying. This is wrong, that is wrong, and all those things. Your vision is perfect. And you can actually release Krishna's pastime to the best. Like the scientist who knows thermodynamics, he experienced the pleasure by designing something like that. Ordinary person cannot enjoy by using that refrigerator for the benefits. You get chilled water, whatever it is. But the person who actually created, the kind of pleasure they get is immense. It's like eureka, right? So here, Narada Muni is saying, oh Vyasdev, your vision is completely perfect. Your good fame is spotless. Your character is spotless. Your form and vow and situated in truthfulness, complete truthfulness. And thus, you can think of the pastimes of the Lord in trance for liberation of the people in general from all material bondage. Now he's saying, now you meditate again. You wrote so much. Now again you meditate because you are so perfect. And think of the pastimes of the Lord in trance with the understanding, with the goal to benefit the general public from material bondage. So although we may not be at the level of transcendence like Vyasdev is going to experience these pastimes, we may not be that level, but by coming in contact, that prachodayat or the inspiration that will instill in us, that will purify and that will take us to gradually to the level where we experience and understand it more and more. So whatever you desire, text 14, whatever you desire to describe that is separate in vision from the Lord simply reacts. Now he's saying, if you write something which is separate from the vision of the Lord, it doesn't describe Him completely in transcendence, then such desire or such activity will simply react. Action reactions, basically karmic reaction type, he's saying. It will react with different forms, names, and results to agitate the mind as the wind agitates the boat which has no resting place. Boat in the water actually has no resting place, just very wibbly. And little bit of air can actually start moving. You have seen the boats on the bank? It is always moving. Even to board such boats is a little risky. Anyway, so he's giving this example. Text 15. The people in general are naturally inclined to enjoy. Now he's telling in more elaborate way about his writing for Mahabharata. The people in general are naturally inclined to enjoy, and you have encouraged them in that way in the name of religion. This is verily condemned and is quite unreasonable. Now he's saying a little strong to Vyasdeva. It's not reasonable. What you have done is not reasonable. This is verily condemned because they are guided under your instructions. Because they are guided under your instructions, they will accept such activities in the name of religion and will hardly care for prohibitions. Text 16. The Supreme Lord is unlimited. And this is the verse that I wanted to bring to your attention. The Supreme Lord is unlimited. Only a very expert personality, retired from activities of material happiness, deserves to understand this knowledge of spiritual values. Like Katha Paramahamsana, Munina Malap, that's how I spoke about. So the Supreme Lord is unlimited. Only a very expert personality, retired from the activities of material happiness, deserves to understand this knowledge of spiritual values. Therefore, now he's giving this next line, therefore those who are not so well situated, like most of us, therefore those who are not so well situated due to material attachment should be shown the ways to transcendental realization by your goodness through description of the transcendental activities of the Supreme Lord. So basically he's saying, although we are not in the transcendental platform, when Vyasadeva describes and we hear, that will help us in a way that no other scriptures have helped us so far. So here is the dialogue between two great personalities. Narada Muni is the spiritual master of Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva, he's the best of all authors, who has written entire Vedic literature. He's feeling despondent after writing all those things. Now, Narada Muni is explaining that if you write about Krishna in a pure way, without any other thought associated with it, just pure Krishna, then that is going to benefit people in a way that will bring their transcendence to higher level, or they will approach transcendence in a more smoother and happier way. So, text 17, one who has forsaken his material occupations to engage in devotional service of the Lord may sometimes fall down while in an immature stage. So while practicing Krishna consciousness, while practicing spiritual life, one may deviate or one may fall off from the actual path. Okay. One who has forsaken his material occupation, one gives up the material activity as the main goal of life, right? When you come to Krishna consciousness, like when I came to Krishna consciousness in 1996, around that time, so I was attending this one big satsang in Pune called Pune Yatra, and I was a student, so I went there, and my spiritual master, then I was just not a disciple, His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj, he was giving a class. He said, what should be our primary goal? To serve family, society, or to serve God? So in my heart the answer was to family and society. Student. And he said, the answer should be to serve God. So it didn't, I didn't like that answer that time, to be honest. But then it took a while to understand, because that includes service to God, actually includes family, includes society. It doesn't exclude, it is not separate. But when we do other things, we actually excluding God, isn't it? We are very conveniently excluding God. Not important, not priority. So that's where the mistake actually happens. Rather include God and include everybody else than include everybody else and exclude God, which is a better option. So, somebody forsakes his material occupations to engage in devotional service of the Lord. Sometimes it may be required. We have to decide this way or that way, and one may forsake, certain things like. There are so many examples can come in your own life. You will experience every step. Should I do this or should I do that? It will come. It will come, and we have to take a decision. So we have to forsake certain things. For example, to go to watch a match or come to temple to hear Katha, for example. Today morning, India is playing a very crucial match, and I had seva of the deities, so I had a choice to come here or to sit and watch the cricket match. I love cricket, by the way, I have to admit. But I decided to come, and India won. I was happy. Both got done. Anyway, we have to take a decision, and we have to forsake certain things. And even after doing that, one may fall off, being in a immature stage, because we have not realized Krishna, and we have not, we are forsaking things. We are forsaking things and we have not realized Krishna. So there may be a day comes that final match. Let me sit down today. And a final match in India is there. Today, okay, somebody else requests to do the dressing, do the seva, I just stay back. So something like that may happen because I'm not mature enough. So there is a danger. But Narada Muni is clarifying here. Of course, you should not sit back to watch the match. There is a service. I'm not saying that, but he's encouraging, he's saying, yet there is no danger of being unsuccessful. There is no danger. Temporarily one may be unsuccessful. There is a deviation, there is a fall down. But ultimately he's saying, yet there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. Then he's saying, on the other hand, a non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational duties perfectly, actually does not gain anything. Because at the time of death, we lose everything. Instantly, the snap, everything goes. Everything goes. Of course, the good karma we carry to the next birth. The good karma. It comes naturally. Therefore, those are pious. They take birth in situations where things are very prosperous and nice. Or they have a strong mental abilities. They can sustain growth in very negative situations because of their good activities in previous lives. They carry that. But actually, it's a loss. We do so much of hard work, amass so many things, then it's a loss. But spiritual growth or growth that is based on principles of religion is actually beneficial for us. It benefits not only this life, but for lives to come, lifetime to comes. But if it is done perfectly, taktvadaham punarjanmam naiti mam. Next birth is not there. That means liberation. So that is the power of Krishna consciousness in Krishna Katha. Let us go to the next verse. Actually, at this point, let us take some questions. If anybody has any questions or queries, we can discuss before we go to the next. Anybody? Yeah, sure. He'll give a microphone because it goes online also, when people are watching online. Charunamaya Prabhu, there is a microphone. Yeah, thank you.
Hi. Yeah. So in the text 17, I think it was written like there are material-based actions.
Can you scroll up for 17 number verse number 17? Little, yeah.
So, like there is like a, like you can say, duality, like you're breaking material action and you're trying to segregate divine actions, right? Like, so can't they be like an intersection, like you chant the name of divine and do your action, like,
yeah.
So like, how does that bridge be strengthened? So you do your, like a good karma, like you're saying, rather than, and secondly, like a broader question, like you said, like a sport of cricket or something, it's not written in the scriptures, but people blindly follow. So then is that, it's come from the British, so is that like adharma in a way, or you're deleting your belief, devotion, like, then can an ISKCON member even do that? I'm just saying, there is a craze for ISKCON member for Krishna, there's a craze for cricket. There's not much difference. So just trying to know how these different intersections can be handled.
First one is, doing the activity and including Krishna in that. That is called action in Krishna consciousness. Like we in Hare Krishna, that's the line that comes, which is acceptable. We don't have to give up, right? You don't have to give up your activities, but do the activities for the pleasure of Krishna. Bring Krishna in the picture. Like, this is a little tricky in the sense, how do I include Krishna? I mean, I don't know Krishna, right? How do I include Krishna? So therefore, first of all, have to accept Krishna's position as the Supreme Lord. I have to accept that He is our true benefactor. He is our true well-wisher. You know. So understanding comes through study of scriptures, through interacting with spiritual people who has love for Krishna. So all those things will first bring that point in our life. Then only we can do activity for Krishna. So accepting Krishna is first required. So karma, when Krishna says sarva dharmam parityajya mamekam saranam bhaja, that is the highest shloka. Anyway, let's come back to this. Karmane vadhikaraste ma phalessu kadachana, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 2nd chapter. Karmane vadhikaraste means we have a right to work. Everybody has a right to work, right? And nobody can take that right from anybody, any of us. We have that right. Krishna says you have that right. Karmane vadhikaraste, but ma phalessu kadachana. He says you have no right to the fruits. Now here comes the little, strong reaction. I work and my fruit is not mine. This is something very strange. This is a very foundational verse of Bhagavad Gita. Like yesterday we were discussing, there was a kind of joke it's a discussion between Bill Gates and God. Bill Gates, Microsoft, creator. So he challenges God, what you can do, I cannot do. So God says, okay, watch. So he's watching. So he took some dirt, and God takes some dirt and gives it a shape with some water and things like that. Then he chants some mantras and life comes from that form. And Bill Gates is very intelligent, so he watched everything and he understands everything. And he says, oh, no big deal. I can do that. And God says, okay, go ahead. So he goes, bends down, try to pull over some dirt. Then God says, stop. He says, why? Get your own dirt. So everything is mine, basically, he's saying. Why I'm giving this example is because we may be working relentlessly, creating fruits. But what are the ingredients? Who's supplying these ingredients? The air. So if we say, okay, God is not there, everything's there, it's for my pleasure, that doesn't answer the question still, How it has come, and who am I, and is it just taken for granted? That's why what we have done to the planet is because of a kind of godless consumerism. So much of pollution, things are happening, is because actually we have kind of taken God out of the picture. That's where things are happening. But but the deeper level, we have to ask this question. So Krishna says, actually, you have a right to work, but please understand the fruit is not yours because you have not created the air, you have not created the earth, water, air, fire, ether. All these things are supplied, this Panchamahabhuta is supplied to you, and you use them to make something. Don't say it is mine. Simple. Ma phalasu kadachana. Then he says, then one may say, okay, fruit is not mine, but I am the one who has done it. Krishna says, no. Ma karma phala heturhu. Hetu means the cause. I am the cause of the work. So, no, you are not the cause of the work. Because the subtle level, the intelligence, the mind, who taught us in the school? It's not that everybody, there are many dropouts who become billionaire. It's there. They didn't go to school. I'm not saying like that. I'm saying even understand, they pick up some book, they read, they understand. So somewhere the knowledge is coming from. It's not that I born with all my intelligence, all my intellectual. It is given, it is awarded in a different way, different form. And you take advantage of those things, then you say, I'm the cause, it's wrong. So basically Krishna is saying, no, you cannot claim that. Then he says, but still you should not stop working. When you say, oh, then why should I work? The fruit is not mine. I don't get any glories of what I have done. Then why should I work? He says, no, you still work. I know I'm a little deviating from your question. Let me complete, then we come back. So, So these are the things. The whole point I'm trying to say is we have to accept the Supreme Lord and then try to offer the fruits and try to be grateful for giving us the intelligence, the ideas. Then it becomes sublime and happy. Then it becomes nice. So that's how we have to connect our activity to the Lord, means in this way we have to connect. Then that intersection actually happens. But if we don't accept, then we are in a helpless situation all the time, like a despondent all the time. Yeah.
I think I got my answer laterally. So, like, I think, like, they say all roads lead to Rome, so all roads should lead to Krishna. So, and like, you manipulate the 5 elements, what you can do, and where you can't do, let Krishna do it.
Yeah.
So it's like a conscious subconscious play. Like,
Yes.
it's a pretty, like, I think in a way. But one question is, if the roots are not aligned to Krishna and you are facing a task, like, I think he calls it like dharma sankat. You know it, you want to go there, but the thing is coming your way. It's like garbage. You're not going to get gold from there, right? So you want to avoid it, but you can't avoid it. Like, how do you, like, let the clouds go through? Or
I didn't understand. You understand the question?
so there's some situations you don't want to enter, but you enter.
Oh, yeah. There are
But it
many.
has nothing to do with Krishna. Like, you just know this is just a passing cloud, but you have to sit there in the passing cloud that way.
Yeah, I mean, there are many things. These are like action reactions things. Something that comes in our life. We didn't expect. Nobody expects a bad thing to happen, but it does happen. So how we react to the situation, that is more important than we have to pass through. So it has come in my life my way. So what can I do? I feel I don't deserve it. It has come my way. So how we react to that is more important, and it's not easy. It's not easy. It requires a lot of how we react requires a lot of spiritual practice actually, and understanding, and that's where we can inspire or we can put people in trouble around us. Yeah. Okay. Any other? Thank you for nice churning questions and discussion. Any? Or should I go ahead? Let's go ahead. I have a few minutes and try to conclude. So text 18. Charni my Prabhu, we can scroll up. Persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end which is not obtainable even by wandering from the topmost planet down to the lowest planet, Brahmalok to Patala. So persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined, like all of us basically, we are intelligent, and in the sense we want to understand things, and we are also philosophically inclined. We want to know what is the whole thing is about. So then if that is the case, one should endeavor only for that purposeful end which is not obtainable even by wandering. As far as happiness derived from sense enjoyment is concerned, now Narvan is saying, don't worry about material happiness or miseries. When you are targeting the goal like this, this is actually very nicely spoken. As far as happiness derived from sense enjoyment is concerned, it can be obtained automatically in course of time. Just as in course of time we often miseries even though we do not desire them, like the clouds you're speaking or dirt, that comes in our life. We don't seek it, it comes. He says happiness also comes, whether you seek it or not, it will come. Come and go. Yes or no? Now, all of you can actually vouch for this, right? Thank you. Yeah. Text 19. Charanimai Prabhu. Yeah. My dear Vyasa, even though a devotee of Lord Krishna sometimes falls down somehow or other, he certainly does not undergo material existence like others, fruity workers, etc. Because a person who has relished the taste of lotus feet of Lord can do nothing but remember the ecstasy again and again. So it happens. It happens. There are some many examples of devotees who fall down and how they recover. Suppose we are following, without Krishna, we are following something very strict of our life. But then if Krishna is not there, when we fall actually, so we get credits for the good activities and we'll get negative thing for the bad activities. In Krishna consciousness also that applies. We get both the credits and we get demerit for doing things wrong. But the only thing about the person who is in Krishna consciousness, some activities, there are some moments which brings us a lot of ecstasy. And those moments, every devotee has a different moment in their life where they feel a lot of inspiration. For some, it's maybe Janmashtami darshan, or maybe a kirtan, or maybe serving prasadam, or maybe cooking prasadam. It can be anything, or just helping people park the cars on the Janmashtami rainy day. So anything can be. A moment comes when one's intense feels that love for Krishna. And one moment comes in life, more at least once, twice, or maybe those are lucky, maybe more. So that what happens? Those moments, when somebody falls down, things happens, goes wrong, and many things happens. But those moments are like the lighthouse or something that pulls them back to the track. Now, this doesn't happen in ordinary action, karmic life, where people try to do punya. When they fall, they don't have anything to cling upon to come back. Now here, Srila Prabhupada, Narada is explaining, even if a person in Krishna, they fall down, here is a chance. Actually, Arjuna also asked Krishna, somebody falls down, what happens? But that was again connected to pious activity. More or less. Krishnas, they take birth in good families and things like that. But here Narada is explaining very clear. So, did we go down, Prabhu? 19? Can we go back to 19? Yeah. So, because a person who has once released the taste of the lotus feet of Lord can do nothing but remember that ecstasy again and again. And that will save the person. Okay, so text 20, the Supreme Lord, personality of Godhead is himself this cosmos, and still he is aloof from it. From him only has this cosmic manifestation emanated. In him it rests, unto him it enters after annihilation. Your good self knows all about this. I have given only a synopsis. Now he's saying, actually you know everything. Vyasadev, Narada Muni is saying to Vyasadev, you know everything. I'm just giving a synopsis. Actually, what he did, he inspired in him, but he's not taking the credit. That's another greatness of the spiritual master. Your goodness has perfect vision. Text 21. You yourself can know the super soul personality of Godhead because you are present as the plenary portion of the Lord. Although you are birthless, you have appeared on this earth for the well-being of all people. He is reminding Vyasadev what is the purpose of his, descent to this world. Although you are birthless. Please therefore describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, more vividly. Now we have done it, but now it vividly. Without any control, whatever, any concerns, any whatever, just put it right there. O Muni, learned circles have positively concluded that the infallible purpose of advancement of knowledge, namely austerities, study of Vedas, sacrifice, chanting of hymns, and charity, culminates in the transcendental descriptions of the Lord, who is defined in choice poetry. O Muni, the last millennium I was born as son of a certain maidservant. Narada Muni is speaking his own example. Now he's saying he was a Dasi Putra, maidservant son, in the service of Brahmanas who were following the principles of Vedanta. Can we go up, Prabhu? Yeah. When they were living together during the 4 months of rainy seasons, Chaturmas, I was engaged in their personal service. Although they were impartial by nature, those followers of the Vedanta blessed me with their causeless mercy. As far as I was concerned, I was self-controlled and had no attachment for sports, That's where it disqualifies me. I was not naughty. Although I was a boy, not attracted to sports, I did not speak more than required. Once only, by their permission, I took the remnants of their food, the Mahaprasad. So whatever the saints eat, he ate the Mahaprasad from their plate. And by so doing, all my sins were at once eradicated. Thus, being engaged, I became purified in heart, and at that time, the very nature of the transcendental became attractive to me. Then he got attracted to transcendental activities. O Vyasdev, in that association and by the mercy of those great Vedantists, I could hear them describe their attractive activities, O Lord Krishna. And thus, listening attentively, my taste for hearing of the personality of Godhead increased at every step. O great says, as soon as I got a taste of the personality of Godhead, my attention to hear of the Lord was unflinching. And as my taste developed, I could realize that it was only in my ignorance that I had accepted gross and subtle coverings for both the Lord and I are transcendental. Anyway, so it's like he's concluding. I'll go to text 29. I was very much attached to those sages. That is another good thing. I was gentle in behavior, and all my sins were eradicated in their service. In my heart, I had strong faith in them. I had subjugated the senses, and I was strictly following them with body and mind. Text 30. As they were leaving those Bhakti Vedantists, as we who are very kind to poor-hearted souls, instructed me in the most confidential subject, which is instructed by this personality of Godhead himself. Now he's saying the benefit he got from the sages, from the spiritual people in practicing Krishna consciousness, he became what he is now. Narada Muni, the Vyasdev, the spiritual master Vyasdev. So he's saying this process works. It worked for me. How I came to Krishna consciousness, that kind of story. He's saying, actually, it worked for me. You please help others to get into that path. So this is how the whole Bhagavatam is written with this spirit. The Krishna Katha, where one can derive immense benefit. And this pure knowledge, Srila Prabhupada has, he practically did not sleep in the old days, writing and speaking and meeting and creating facilities non-stop for 10-12 years. He worked hard to give this to us. So many devotees here, they go out and distribute Srimad Bhagavatam, and we hope and pray that this work becomes greatly successful, and people actually in general take great benefit of this literature. Thank you for your attention. Hare Krishna. Aiva. So now there will be Arti by Ansapriya. Who's singing the Arti? Ananya Radhika Mataji will sing. Okay. And Narsimha Arti by Balram Prabhu? I don't know. Okay. I think Balram. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. We request the devotees to put away mats in the back of the corner of this room, and if you can roll up the carpet, if possible, and then we can be seated. So just be seated, but we just go a little bit more in the back, so you can actually see the Damodarashtakam getting offered. And Ananya will lead us into Damodarashtakam. And Balaram will lead us into Nrsingadev prayers. And then 7 o'clock, Sadhu will lead us into the Gopi Git. Yeah, you can use the mat. Sorry. You can use your mats if you would like, but just face towards the deities. And you can line up here behind the arch. So if everyone can line up behind the arch, you can form a line. And they will give you water on your hand to purify your hand. So don't drink it, okay? It's not for sipping. It's just to purify your hand. And then you can come forward. All the kids have to be assisted by the parents. All the kids below 5 needs to be assisted by parents. So the kids, if you can come with your parents, that would be great. Okay? Okay, so this is a month of Damodar. It's a Kartik month. This is when we offer the ghee lamp to the Lordship, to Lord Damodara. Okay? So, so just line up and then we'll get started as we are ready for the Aarti.
Yeah,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
No harmony. There is one Sunday school harmonium inside in the cupboard, Sunday school cupboard. No harmonium. There's no harmonium. जय श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन भगवान की, श्री श्री राधा दामोदर की। नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लस्यत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्। नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लस्यत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्। लस्यत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्। यशोदावियोलोकलाघवमानम् परमृष्टमात्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्या। यशोदावियोलोकलाघवमानम् परमृष्टमात्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्या। लीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे बहूषां निवाजन्तमाख्यापयन्ता तदीशिवाग्ने Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. श्री राधा दामोदर भगवान की, श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन भगवान की, गौर प्रेमानंदे। नमस्ते नर शृंगाया, नमस्ते नर शृंगाया, प्रहलाद लाददायिने, प्रहलाद लाददायिने, हिरण्याकशिपुर्वक्षः, हिरण्याकशिपुर्वक्षः, ito nृसिंहा परतो नृसिंहा, ito nृसिंहा परतो नृसिंहा, ito nृसिंहा परतो नृसिंहा, यतो यतो याति ततो नृसिंहा, यतो यतो याति ततो नृसिंहा, बाहि नृसिंहा हृदये नृसिंहा, बाहि नृसिंहा हृदये नृसिंहा, बाहि नृसिंहा हृदये नृसिंहा, बाहि नृसिंहा हृदये नृसिंहा, नरसिंहमदे शरणं प्रपदे, नरसिंहमदे शरणं प्रपदे, तव करकमलभरे नः अद्भुत शृङ्गार, दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु भूतानुबिम्बा, केशवदीता नरहरिरूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। केशवदीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव जय नरहरि जय नरहरि नरहरि जय नरहरि जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jai Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jai Mahaprabhu, Jai Mahaprabhu, Jai Mahaprabhu, Jai Mahaprabhu. Jai Lakshmi Narasimha, Jai Ananta Dev, Jai Lakshmi Narasimha, Jai Ananta Dev. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We welcome you all to the Sunday, auspicious Sunday feast festival here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley, the first Sunday in the month of Kartik. So let's give all of you a big round of applause and thank for coming here. Hari Hari Bol. We will also like to thank all our online viewers as well. So let's give them a big round of applause as well. Hari Hari Bol. Today's discourse and Krishna Katha was brought to us by His Grace Radha Vallabh Prabhu. So let's thank him and express our gratitude for bringing us a wonderful Krishna Katha tonight. Hari Bol, he's there. Hari 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 Bol. And Damodar Ashtakam and the Narsingha prayer and the Kirtan was led by Her Grace Ananya Radhika Mataji. So let's thank her. Hari 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 Bol. Anyone coming here for the first time? There? Okay. Thank you. We have few devotees. Thank you for joining us. This is a very auspicious month of Kartik, and what you witness today is we offer the ghee lamp, the diya, every day to Lord Damodar, and that's what we do every day here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley throughout this month. So please join us, any day, and you'll get a chance to offer the aarti to Lord Damodar. Hare Krishna. And if you have any questions or we could be of any assistance, please reach out to me. My name is Sri Gopal Das or Shachindra Prabhu. You'll find him outside. Hare Krishna. And let's chant one Mahamantra for all the newcomers. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have one sponsor for today's feast, our Mohan Rao Keta Prabhu, our regular sponsor, and his dear wife Chamundeshwari Mataji are sponsoring on the behalf of their daughter, who has recently got a realtor license. She is a graduate from UC Berkeley and works for Keller Williams. So let's thank Mohan Rao Keta Prabhu and Chamundeshwari Mataji for sponsoring tonight's feast. Hare Krishna. Hare Hari Bol. Anyone else who would like to sponsor? Balram? Oh, Balram's birthday. Oh, Haribol Balram. How are you?
9.
I guess you all got prepared to come. Huh? So how old are you now?
9.
Yes, and he did play it for the Prabhu's lecture also, for Jai Radha Madhava. You did play the Mridanga today, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. And one of the best Mridanga players in our congregation. So let's give them a Haribol. So Balram, 3 things that you like here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley and why you come every week after week.
Kirtan and play with my friends.
Kirtan and play with your friends. And one more.
Play Mridanga.
Haribol. Excellent. Balram, we wish you all the best and pray for your rapid spiritual progress and a very, very happy birthday to you. Hare Krishna. Anyone else did I miss who would like to sponsor on an auspicious occasion of Damodar month? If not, then we will, I think we have some Sankirtan announcements.
Hare Krishna. So today was very beautiful presentations by all the kids. And on that note, I wanted to mention that we are very fortunate to have ISV here, ISKCON of Silicon Valley, where the whole congregation, especially the kids, get to know about Krishna, all his incarnations and his leelas. So His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu encourages book distribution in our community. He spearheads the book distribution in North America. So we are planning to distribute Bhagavad Gitas all over Bay Area, and all the parents and kids and all the families have opportunity to participate. So when we are teaching all these pastimes of Krishna to the children, actually we are also teaching them that we have to share Krishna to others by going out. So what we are doing is we are giving out Bhagavad Gita books that you can pick up outside. When you are going home, please load some cases in your trunk, at least 2 cases for family, we are requesting. And you get the packing material. So you can pack a Bhagavad Gita that can be hung on your neighborhood in their door, so that they get a temple card inside, they get a thank you card inside, and they get a Bhagavad Gita, beautiful gift. And if they have any questions, they'll call temple. You can ring the doorbell and you can talk to them if you like, or you can just hang it. So this is the season of giving, because it's Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming. So we are requesting all the community members to kindly please participate, take some cases today with you, pack them and come back on next Saturday so that we can have a special prasad for participants, especially for kids. Hansapriya is baking pizza for all of the kids. And it's very, very exciting, because you have pizza, then you go for a fun book distribution outing. So you can go and distribute in your own community and hang the books, or you can join one of the teams with us. So we have set up a table outside. I'll be there. We can take the names to sign up, and we'll help you load the cases, and we'll show how to pack the books. And we'll see you on November 4th, hopefully, for the outing and the pizza party. Thank you so much for considering.
Kameshwari Malini, would you like to add what was the response from the last time? Because I believe we got also the thank you card back. Do you remember? Do you want to recall those? and share that
Yes,
experience.
there have been very, very good responses from by distributing these books where people have sent back the gifts to our homes. I personally received a bag of persimmons at my door because I had given my contact also. You can choose to sign the card with your information. And Malini has more stories to share probably. We have some devotees, actually some of the families came and became part of the congregation. So.
Hare Krishna. We know Tim and Vicky. I saw Vicky was here. Kautukarna Prabhu, during pandemic 2 or 3 years ago, he hung a door hanger bag at their door with his contact information signed on the card, on the thank you card. And they got the book and they came back asking for more questions. And now Tim and Vicky are part of the ISV congregation. That's how they came to know about Krishna consciousness. So this is approved, it's approved process. So please distribute books with your heart. Whenever you go at the door and hang the book, say a prayer for them so that they can be somehow connected to Krishna consciousness and come back to temple. And this is in line with our larger goal that we set with the help of His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and his advice that we want to distribute 73,000 Bhagavad Gitas between now and January 7th. So we want everyone to participate and be part of this historic event at ISV. We go with the assumption it can be done, because assume it can be done. We just have to see how we can do it. So thank you so much for your attention. And if you have any questions, you can contact Kameshwari for the next week's event for pizza party. I know that Hansapriya is meditating on different kinds of pizzas she will make. So please do join us. Hare Krishna.
Malini, I would like to add to that is that, we all have some responsibility to the family, right? To our colleagues and our neighbors. So this is the outlet for you to make a larger difference to the larger community. So we don't just receive the gifts, but we don't just keep it to ourselves. So this is your opportunity. And setting up this example for your kids, that means you are building the future. So invest in your kids. Even if you don't have kids, you get your neighbors' kids or go with them and just go out. And this is to inspire all the kids those who are actively engaged. It is our responsibility how to increase the taste in our future leaders. And it is on us. So please do think about it, meditate on it. At least take 2 cases. So don't go home empty hand. Go with a filled trunk, okay? Hare Krishna.
The program is not yet finished. We have at 7 p.m. Gopi Geet. So please have Prasad, come back, and we'll have Gopi Geet sung by our Sadhu Vrindavan Prabhu. Hari Bol. So that's all for the announcements. And cooks, I did not get any representative from the cooking team, but if you are listening or if you would like to acknowledge, okay, Srivatsa Prabhu will announce the cooks. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Every 5th Sunday, the younger folk of ISV get a chance to cook. So it was just the ISV youth with a lot of help from the adults as well. Hopefully you all enjoy the prasadam. Hare Krishna.
Now, now we'll go to the Prasad Sevya prayers. Anyone would like to sing? Okay, let's sing together. Sharira vidya jal jodendriyata he kal jive phaile vishaya sagare tara madhya jivayati lobho maya sudurmati take jetha kathina samsare Krishna bada dayamay karibare jiva jay saprasad anna dilo bhai se anna mritta pao Radha Krishna guna gao जाको श्री चैतन्य निताय श्री चैतन्याय महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नमो ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्पपुण्यं गतं राजन् विश्वशनो जायते प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरोषपजायते प्रसन्नचेते हि आसु बुद्धिपर्यावतिष्ठते त्वयोपभुक्त स्वर्गन्धा वासोऽलङ्करचर्चिता उचिष्टभोजिनो दासस्तवामयां जयन्महि श्रीमद् महाप्रसादम की जय हरि हरि बोल प्लीज have the prasad outside the parking lot.